Nigerian Igbo king is trending. He's trending because Ghanaians are saying no more to Nigerians in their country. In fact, as we speak, Nigeria must go is trending. If Nigeria must go, this Igbo must go. This Igbo must go. This man you can see on your screen is a self-acclaimed Igbo king in Ghana. And he has plans to celebrate the New Yam Festival in Ghana this year. He has been doing it, and it seems like this particular New Year festival in Ghana that he wants to launch, or like I say he wants to do, is bringing a lot of chaos. In fact, there's this video of a Ghanaian who was sending strong warnings out to Nigerians in Ghana, telling them to tell your man not to hold this New Year festival in our country. Let's watch his video and then we come back.
Fellow Ghanaians, I want to believe this is a falsified story, but if not, this is not something we should entertain or allow to continue. Ghana is a sovereign country alongside our kings and our chiefs. They are called kings and chiefs for historical reasons. They have fought and protected their lands and been the source of the unity of our people till this modern era. It is not a title given out of charity. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a meaning and a story behind every stool or throne in Ghana. There is a story behind every stool, land, and family lineage that authenticates the royalty of our kings and chiefs. These institutions are not to be toyed with nor replicated in any shape or form, ladies and gentlemen. People have fought and died in the protection of their clans and tribes and lands in Ghana. It used to be our system of governance before the colonizers came in, and therefore should be respected whether by foreigners or locals. Ladies and gentlemen, what is happening with this self-acclaimed king of Igbos in Ghana, if true, will be a direct infringement on our chieftaincy structure and the sovereignty of our country as a whole. This cannot happen in any other region outside of Accra, and even in Nigeria. Can this even happen in Ashanti region, ladies and gentlemen, or any of the northern regions? In fact, this shouldn't happen in any other country and shouldn't happen for that matter in Ghana. The Igbo people of Biafra need a king and true leadership in these times of struggle for an Igbo nation. That cannot be done in a strange land. What this man is trying to do in Ghana will undermine his own people's effort for freedom from Nigeria. And I don't think his intention is to create a kingdom here in Ghana and move his people along. If he indeed has the resources and the know-how to lead his people, this is the time to stand up strong for your people in Abia and Anambra and Ebonyi and Enugu and in Imo states in Nigeria. Biafra is at crossroads with the federal government of Nigeria, and we as Ghanaians don't want to meddle in that. To be crowned a king is not simply by an election. It must be tied to the lineage of your family, the land of your tribe or family, the historical achievement or significance of your family name in relation to the community you lead, ladies and gentlemen. You don't just blip on the radar in a community that has its own leadership structure and annex your throne to theirs, ladies and gentlemen. That is not how it's done.
Not just Ghanaians are speaking up against the Igbo king in Ghana. Even Nigerians have taken to the streets to protest against it. And some Nigerians are using their social media pages to say no to Igbo king in Ghana. Let's listen to Smiling Muscles and then we come back.
They know if you find out. So today now, I want to talk about the Igbo king for Ghana. A lot of people don't tag me. People don't write essay. Who it is my DM? They tell me about all kinds of things. They educate me about the Ghanaian culture, the chieftaincy, and all those kind of things. I know say this is new to my Ghanaian brothers and sisters. But I want you to understand that the Igbo people always have a king wherever they go. We have a traditional king in Nigeria. We don't really there. We can't get any country they go. If you go China now, they get Igbo king for there. If you go South Africa, they get Igbo king for there. If you go America, they get Igbo king for there. You understand? Now they're in charge of to look after the Igbo community. just like a chief. You see, that kind of thing, right? But me, I don't get problem with that one because it's a normal thing for them to get king. No problem. It's even good for them, you know. But my problem now be say the agenda why I hear saying they push, it no make sense to me. It no make sense at all. Okay, now you did for Ghana, as a Igbo king. I can't hear say they say go buy acres of land, allegedly acres of land somewhere. You want to create Igbo communities for there. Why would you want to create Igbo community in a different country? You understand? You want to create Igbo community, right? You might as well go to Nigeria. That one's even cheaper. It's even easier for you. Pack your Igbo people and go to Nigeria and go and create the community there. If you go to that one for there, it's better. Because now, if you go to create the Igbo community now, why would you want to create Igbo community whereby only Igbos are there in a different country? What's the point of being in Ghana? You might as well go back to Nigeria now. Might as well move those people to Nigeria. You get my point? So that's my point on that. The Ghanaian people should know that, yeah, the Igbo king no be Ghanaian king. That's different thing. You understand? You as a Ghanaian, you don't have to go and be worshiping Igwe. No, the king is meant for the Igbo people. It's not for Ghanaian people. You don't have to go and give him extreme respect like the Igbo people are giving. Of course, give him the due respect he deserves, and as long as he gives that same respect back, it's okay. But you don't have to go and see go and table matter to him. No. You see how the table matter to the Ghanaian authority, to the Ghanaian chiefs and kings and all of that, right? If they don't see that say this matter will involve the Igbo people, if you go call the Igbo king, say okay, see what your people they do. You understand? That's still supposed to be. But regardless, the Igbo people always have a king wherever they go. It's normal to them. You understand? So me now, I don't want to say the Igbo king for Ghana safe. Because I want to say, the Igbo king did for Ghana. Now that age they come from Nigeria, they come do a shower for a year. What did this king they do about them? All this crime, what they happen now for Ghana? What did this king they do to stop all this crime? Like a community, go build. That community is not necessary. It's not really important. It's not important at all. What is important is getting those underage back to Nigeria. It's stopping those underage from coming to Ghana. What system are we creating to stop that? They say we get African free trading area, African free trading zone, right? This thing is supposed to enable us at Africa, I'm going to travel within African countries. Go trade without paying tax, without paying for work permit and all of these things. But we are still paying for all of these things. What is this king doing about it? So there's a lot of matter on your table. The matter plenty for your table for the handle first before you come go to see your own community. And the community, to me, is not really important. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. It is not necessary. Anyway, peace and love, my Ghana and Nigeria people.
I'm Delicious Army. Here I talk Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, and all the good stuff relating to them. If you want me to be sincere with you in this video, I'm an Igbo woman, or proud one, and I'm going to say the truth, which I always do in this channel. Igbo people in particular, wherever they find themselves, they have a way of carrying their culture along with them. This New Yam festival that you see the Igbo king wants to celebrate in Ghana, that is how Igbos all over the world do it. The Igbos in the US, Igbos in China, France, wherever they find themselves, if they are not able to go back home to celebrate that festival, they celebrate it wherever they find themselves. But let me be sincere with you and tell you the reason why the Igbo king in Ghana is having issues. Let me tell you why. Number one, the reason why this man is having issues in Ghana and why Ghanaians are, saying they don't want him is because of the current beef between Nigerians and Ghanaians. Ghanaians are saying they no longer want Nigerians in their country. Why? Because of a whole lot of things that have gone wrong. According to some Ghanaians, they said, and even with the videos I have seen, the Nigerian people in Ghana, a little population of them are not behaving well. From the Nigerian lady deleting her tenants, to the Nigerian armed robbers, to the Nigerian kidnappers, to a whole lot of stories. And this has been happening all over the years. And it has created a lot of resentment. That is one reason. The second reason, the rate at which or the manner at which this man is doing his is what is causing the issue. saying he wants to build kingdom, he wants to build community, installing chiefs, building schools. Those things are giving conqueror vibe, and it will not be accepted in a country like Ghana that is already having issues with Nigerians. So that is it. The third reason is that Ghanaians have a very strong traditional vibe, royalty vibe. In Nigeria, anybody can be crowned king. In Lagos, we have Igbo king, we have Hausa, they have their kingdoms. They'll just map out one place and call it their kingdoms, you know. They'll just have a king, nothing too serious. But they now have the paramount leaders, they have the recognized chiefs, recognized kings, first class kings. If you live in Nigeria, this thing I'm saying, you understand it. For example, in the north, you have Igbo king, you have they will just bring one small area for themselves and just get one leader and just make him in charge there. But in Ghana, they do not joke with things like that. Before you call yourself a king or a chief in Ghana, you must be royalty and you must be accepted by your people. So that is the issue here. Ghanaians place a lot of importance on kingship. They place a lot of significance on royalty because many of their kings are the reason why you have Ghana today. They fought for the freedom of Ghana from the British. That is why you have Ghana today. So that respect the Ghanaian people accord to their traditional leaders will not allow them, see any foreigner now come and bear the same kingship title with their fellow Ghanaian. That is just the truth. Let's not mimic, let's not hide. No, let's say it the way it is. In a country like the US, they might not see the Igbo king as a threat. Why? Because they don't really take kingship so seriously there. But if you go to the UK, where they take kingship and royalty seriously, you cannot go there and do something like this. So to me, I feel these three major reasons are the reasons why Ghanaians are saying no to this Igbo king. And I would advise the Igbo king, you have seen the current situation of Nigerians in Ghana, the way the Ghanaian people are saying they do not want your leadership. I would advise you to back down. You can get another name apart from king that will not trigger the wrong information to the Ghanaians. So that is just it. Don't do it just because of yourself. Do it because of the Igbos and the other Nigerians in Ghana. Because at the end, when Ghanaians say they are fed up, not just the Igbos will go. The Yorubas, Hausa, and every other person will go. So let's not do things out of selfishness at the detriment of others. But feel free to drop your own opinions in the comment section. I'm Delicious Army. Here I talk Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, and all the good stuff relating to them. I'll see you in my next one, guys. Bye bye.